morning, boys and girls, and welcome back to a new week of e-learning. So we know that today is Monday, and on Monday we learned 3 new tricky words in the morning. So that's exactly what we're going to do this morning. The tricky words that I've chosen for you this week are words that I know most of you can read pretty easily. But what I'm noticing is in your writing, even though you can read the word in your books, you're spelling them incorrectly inside of your writing. And that's something that's really important about our tricky words. This is why we go over them, because there are rules in the there are words in the English language that don't follow all of the rules that we learn. So let's begin with our first tricky word of the week. Our first tricky word of the week is the word they. I underlined my E and my Y because it's making the sound A, which is a tricky part because really the E makes the E and the Y makes the Y, but in this word it makes A. So they. I want you to put the word they on an index card like I did, on a post-it, on your tricky word wall, wherever it is that you have them up in your house, and make sure that you're practicing those words every single day. Our next tricky word of the week is the word was. If we take the w away, we know that the A and the S make the word as. But in this word, it's making the sound us, which makes it tricky. So again, stick that on a post-it, hang it up on the wall. Let's read those words every day. Our third tricky word of the week is the word there. I underlined the E-R-E because it's making the air sound, which is really, really tricky. So again, that's your third word of the week. They, was, and there. You do have all of your tricky words. I made a tricky word wall for you to practice all of your tricky words. And I have one new tricky word on each slide, which I would love for you to use that to write the word correctly and hang that up on the wall. So that is your tricky word homework for the day. Now, today we're going to move on to Reader's Workshop. In Reader's Workshop, we have been focusing more on our characters, right? We've been noticing about how our characters act. We did a lot of that thinking work in our good egg and the bad seed. We've been looking at how the characters think, right? We're trying to get into our character's head and say, what's going on in that head of theirs? We talked about looking closely at what characters say, and how they say it is important because depending on how the character is speaking, you may notice that that character may be feeling angry or happy or excited. And that is a great segue into today's lesson, which is where we're going to talk about how characters feel. Now, characters, just like us people, have a different range of emotions, which means we can feel really great sometimes, we can feel good, we can feel okay, we can feel a little down, we can feel sad. There's so many emotions that we can feel. Some of those emotions are going to be positive, which means you're feeling good inside, and there's a ton of different words to describe positive feelings. Some of those feelings are going to be negative, which means you're going to feel kind of bad inside. But today what we're going to do is we're going to read the book, Don't Let the Pigeon Drive the Bus, even though I know that you have read this book probably hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times. But we're going to use this book for our thinking work because I think most of us are really familiar with this character, this author, and this type of text. And what we're going to do, our goal today, is to notice the way characters feel, okay? Sometimes those feelings are positive, and I put a little thumbs up here for you so you know that positive means good things. Here are some examples of some positive feelings that we might notice that our character may have. Our character may have the positive feeling of happy. Our character may be excited. Our character might be amazed at something, right? Which you might get the reaction like, whoa, for someone that's amazed. There are tons and tons of other positive feelings that you may notice that your characters have, and that's the type of thinking work that I want you to do today. As we're reading Don't Let the Pigeon Drive the Bus, I want you to really pay attention to when you feel like you see the pigeon have a positive feeling, okay? Not only only are you going to notice when that character has a positive feeling, but you're going to tell me how you know. So we're going to read the book, you're going to notice those things, and then I'm going to show you an example of how you're going to complete your Reader's Workshop work today. So get comfortable, lay back, Mrs. Davis is going to read you. Don't let the pigeon drive the bus. And don't remember to look for those positive feelings that we're getting from the pigeon. Okay. Hi, I'm the bus driver. Listen, I've got to leave for a little while, so can you watch things for me until I get back? Thanks. Oh, and remember, don't let the pigeon drive the bus. And here we have our first peek at our character. I thought he'd never leave. Hey, can I drive the bus? Please. I'll be careful. I tell you what, I'll just steer. My cousin Herb drives a bus almost every day. True story. Vroom, vroom, vroomy, vroom, vroom. Pigeon at the wheel. No, I never get to do anything. Hey, I've got an idea. Let's play Drive the Bus. I'll go first. Come on, just once around the block. I'll be your best friend. How about I give you $5? No fair. I bet your mom would let me. What's the big deal? It's just a bus. I have dreams, you know. Fine. Let me drive the bus! I'm back. You didn't let the pigeon drive the bus, did you? Great, thanks a lot. Uh-oh. Bye. Hey. The end. Okay, boys and girls, it was kind of weird reading it to you without you screaming at me, no, like you usually do. Okay, here's your Reader's Workshop work today. You are going to be doing your thinking work using the book Crazy Hair Day. The instructions are all in Google Classroom. But I am going to do my thinking work using Don't Let the Pigeon Drive the Bus as an example to you for what you have to do for your independent practice. So again here, we have our reading goal. Readers, notice the way characters feel. I saw the pigeon have tons and tons and tons of feelings. Sometimes I saw him really excited. Sometimes I saw him happy. Sometimes I saw him angry. Sometimes I saw him sad. I saw him disappointed. I saw him amazed at the end, right, when he saw that big, big truck. So today what we're going to do, again, we are focusing on positive feelings. So what are some positive feelings that we saw the pigeon have in the book? What I'm going to do is I'm going to fill in my sentence starters using something that I saw in the book. So it says here, pigeon felt blank. So I have to think of a positive feeling. So I'm going to go back into my text. Okay? And I'm going to find, okay, I found a positive feeling. It happened to be right in the beginning of the book. He doesn't say that he's excited about something, but I can tell that he's having a positive feeling because I'm looking at the expression on his face. I'm also keeping in mind my words where it says, I thought he'd never leave. So that makes me feel, using the expression and the word, that he is excited that this bus driver left. So I'm going to fill in my sentence starter using the word excited. excited because that is me naming the feeling. Pigeon felt excited. Excited. Okay. Pigeon felt excited when, well, I did tell you what happened. When the bus driver left. So I'm going to continue my sentence using my sentence starter. Pigeon felt excited when the bus driver left. I'm going to put a period at the end of my sentence and I'm going to reread it to make sure that it makes sense. Pigeon felt excited when the bus driver left, but I'm not done. I have to give my reason, okay? I know that because. What did Mrs. Davis say? How did I know that he was excited? I knew that he was excited by the look on his face. So I'm going to write that down here. I know that because of the look on his face. I'm even going to continue with more reasons. Not only did I know he was excited because of the look on his face, but I know he was excited because he thought he would get to drive the bus. So I'm going to add that to my sentence. I know that because of the look on his face and because, there's that tricky word of the week that we had a couple of weeks ago, and because he thought he might be able to drive the bus. Okay, let's go back and read my thinking work to make sure that it makes sense. Pigeon felt excited when the bus driver left. I know that because of the look on his face and because he thought he might be able to drive the bus. Little did Pigeon know that that was not going to happen. Okay, boys and girls, thank you so much for joining me for Reader's Workshop. Now, you are going to be doing this work using your book, like I mentioned, Crazy Hair Day. I have the link to Crazy Hair Day on Bookflix. I want you to watch that book. As you're watching, I want you to find a time in the book where the main character, Stanley, had a positive feeling, when he felt good about something. Then I want you to open up your Google Slides, and there is this kind of page. It looks a little different in Google Slides, but all you're going to do is double click into that blue box and fill in your thinking work that you did today in your reading. This Reader's Workshop is going to count as a Reader's Workshop because you're doing the work in the book, but it's also going to count as a Writer's Workshop work because you're writing down some work on a piece of paper, okay? So if you have any questions, you know your parents can message me on Class Dojo. I hope you have a beautiful day. I can't wait to see your work, and I will see you tomorrow for Readers and Writers Workshop. Bye, boys and girls.